Meta ads terminology guide, beginner friendly. What's up, everybody? My name is Maury Malvo, and in this video I want to talk about the meta ads terms. And this is a beginner friendly guide, so if you're new to meta ads, trying to figure out what all the different terms mean, this is the right video for you. This is a good starting point. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. This channel is designed to talk about all things paid media, especially for beginners, to help you understand what paid media is, from pay-per-click to paid social. So yeah. And then also, guys, if you want the PDF file of this, I will go ahead and leave it in the description down below, so that way you can just download it and have access to it. So this is the overview of what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the core concepts, the ad campaign architecture, the audience targeting, the ad types and features, as well as the performance metrics. So let's first talk about the core concepts of meta ads. So the first thing I want to talk about, guys, is metapixels, because there's no point of you running Facebook ads if you're not tracking your results, if you're not tracking who is visiting your ads, your website, what is actually converting, right? And that's the most important part of running ads, is to ultimately get data to get conversions and improve and optimize your strategy. So that's why I put metapixels up front, because that's what we're doing it for, right? So metapixel is a line of code added to your website to track visitors and measure conversions. So we have the campaign structure, and I'm going to go into detail about all three of these because they're important. All meta ads are built in 3 layers, kind of like those dolls that go into each other. I don't know the name of those dolls, but I know that meta ad, really all the ad platforms just remind me of those dolls that go into each other. If y'all know the name of the dolls, please put it in the comments. But yeah, so the first structure, the first doll that we have is the big doll, right? Which is the campaign, which is where you'll set the goals. And then the ad set is the second doll, right? That's where you're able to target your audience and budget. And then we have the actual ad, which is the little doll. It's the little doll. And the ad is the actual visual or message the users would see. So let's talk about ad campaign architecture. So we're going to talk about the big doll. On the campaign level, campaign objective is what action you want the users to take. So that could be, you want to get more traffic, you want to get more purchases, you want to build awareness. And then another thing you can do within the campaign level is you can set a campaign budget. That's where the budgeting happens. So you have the total amount spent across the ad set, which is the campaign budget. Next, you have the bid strategy. So Meta's logic for how your budget is used. Another component of the campaign architecture is the ad scheduling. So you can choose the days and hours your ads run. All that is done within the campaign level. Next level that we have is the ad set level. Now the ad set level is a group of ads that are sharing the audience and the budget. The performance goal is how success is tracked. So that could be through purchases, sales, visitors, whatever. It's really based on what the client is looking to get out of running ads. You have the conversion event, which is the desired outcome. So what's the whole goal? And all of this really ties back to the beginning, is what's the goal? What are you trying to get out of running ads? What's the desire? Like, what do you consider success in your campaign? And that's where you have the conversion event. So the conversion is the whole reason why we're doing it, right? So it can be having people add stuff to their cart, having people put in an email for a lead magnet. All those things would be determined by the client, as well as, what you see as a conversion. Really, it's mainly what the client sees, right? And then we have the budget and schedule, which controls the spend and timing. And then we have the placement. So where your ad would appear on the platform. So do you want it to appear in people's feed or in the story, so on and so forth. All right. So next we have the actual ad level. The ad level is the baby. It's where really what these other two, like the campaign shell and then the asset, is getting ready for. They're getting ready for the baby, right? So they want to make sure everything is set up so that the baby performs the best. That the best way that the baby can. So we have the ad creative, which is the image or video in your ad. And then you have the primary text, which is the main message explaining the offer. The headline is normally bold, 40-character summary. The description is the supporting text that is under the headline. And then the call to action is a button like shop now or learn more. And then the landing page is the page where users see after clicking. And the URL parameters is used to track clicks and track sources. Right. The third topic I want to talk about is audience tracking. They have many different types of tracking, or audience targeting, audience targeting. I'm going to quickly go through this. So you have prospecting, which is reaching new users who haven't interacted with you yet. And then you have retargeting, which is reaching out to people who have visited, or reaching people who have visited your site or app. And then you have your custom audience, is tracking users from your actual email list, website, or app. And then you have lookalike audience, which is finding new users similar to your best existing customers. So kind of similar to your custom audience. And then you have geo-targeting, which targets based on the user's physical location. Now, there are 4 types of ads, or 4 ad types and features. So the first one that we have is static image. Static image doesn't go anywhere. It's static. So it's a single image that's used in an ad. And then we have the user generated content, which is, it's an ad that doesn't look like an ad. It's an ad that's created by a real user. So these ads normally perform best because, again, like I've stated on a previous video about Meta is not designed for people to look up things like Google. Meta is designed as a social interaction, social engagement, looking at your family, your friends, sharing memes and stuff. It's not really designed for marketing. So the more your ad doesn't look like an ad and it just looks like a regular post, the higher that your ad will actually perform. And so a lot of advertisers do user generated content because it just seems authentic, guys. And then we have social proof, which uses reviews and then testimonies or real people in their content. And last but not least, we have dynamic product ads, which is personalized ads that are showing products a user interacted with. Okay. And then I have a couple more I needed to go over. We have dynamic ads for broad audience, which is optimized ads for new users. And then we also have product description page, which is where the full product details live. Then we have the Advantage Plus Shopping campaign, which is fully automated campaign optimized for performance. All right. Now, the fun part is the actual performance metrics, because data is very important. We're able to see the numbers and analyze, okay, what we did, what we could have done better, and what we should do in the future to tweak. So here are some of the performance metrics that you should know. Impressions. Total number of times your ad is shown, which is it's mainly like who actually looked at your ads. And then you have reach, is the number of unique users who saw your ad. And then you have frequency, which is the average number of times each user saw your ad. And then you have click-through rate, which is the percentage of users who clicked your ad. And then we have the conversion rate, which is the percentage of clicks that led to a purchase or goal. And we have cost per click, which is what you pay each time someone clicks on your ad. And then you have the CPM, which is the cost per 1,000 impressions. So it's the cost of every 1,000 ad views. And then last but not least, we have ROAS. Everybody is focused on ROAS, right? Which is the return on your ad spend. So they want to know the revenue earned per the dollar spent, which is probably, in my opinion, one of the most performance metrics out there. So that concludes my video. Normally I try to get these videos done in under 15 minutes, just because, just get it all out. If you like content like this, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I talk about all things paid media, hence the name of the channel. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure to leave them down below. And also, if you want this PDF file for the terms for Meta, be sure to check that out in the description down below as well. With that being said, peace.